the Securities and Exchange Commission cleared the way for the first US ETFs that hold Bitcoin to be sold to the public. SEC Chair Gary Gensler said, "I feel the most sustainable path forward is to approve the list and trading of these spot ETF, Bitcoin ETF shares." The story is, there were a total of 11 applications for such funds, so ETFs with Bitcoin inside of them, being assessed by the SEC. The first was actually a joint venture by Cathie Wood's ARK Investment Management and crypto asset manager 21 Shares. And the story was everyone was waiting for the SEC decision on the first application. So, and essentially that first application would then kind of pave the way for the other 10 and then other kind of ETFs eventually to be listed that include Bitcoin. And the SEC on Wednesday approved it. So there will be, not yet. There will be some listed by the time this goes out. There will be some ETFs that exist where you can buy Bitcoin.
It's pretty much you don't have to go and buy it through your crypto wallet. You can gain exposure directly through a Bitcoin ETF.
Yep.
So you can access it through the stock exchange.
Yep. The price of Bitcoin was up slightly on the news, although it was kind of funny. It was up earlier in the week by 9% because of a hack on the SEC's Twitter account, or their X account. So on Tuesday, there was a hack on the SEC Twitter account that posted that the Bitcoin ETF had been approved. So before it had been approved, someone hacked them and said that it had been approved, and Bitcoin went up by 9%. So that's
crazy.
Why, that's why the stock, I was going to say, Bitcoin didn't rise all that much actually on the news, because it had already run up a little bit on the fake news, which actually turned out to be accurate. So there you go. The hacker just wanted to get the news out early. Just wanted to spread the good news.
He's doing a solid for the crypto community. Thanks, mate.
Yeah. There's actually a fund, a Bitcoin fund called Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which has $29 billion of Bitcoin, and they're expected to convert the fund into an ETF. So you can get involved in that. BlackRock and Fidelity, which have, of course, a number of ETF products, are expected to launch their own crypto or Bitcoin-related ETFs as well. And the funds will begin trading tomorrow for us. So they'll be trading by the time you see this.
I think that's the big one that people are waiting for. They're waiting for that Blackrock ETF. There's been a lot of chatter about this Blackrock Bitcoin ETF.
Yep.
Obviously, I think just because we know BlackRock is such a massive company with trillions, probably over $10 trillion of assets under management. I could be wrong there, but it's around that number.
Right.
It's huge. Actually, I want to look that up.
I'm not exactly sure, to be honest.
Assets under management, 9.1 trillion USD. So it's pretty crazy. They've been waiting for that. So I can't see a world where this doesn't happen now. Yeah,
and this whole story probably plays into at least partly why Bitcoin's been doing so well recently, with the expectation that these ETFs will be coming and that the results will be more demand essentially for Bitcoin as people buy the ETF from BlackRock, and then BlackRock uses that money to buy Bitcoin directly and put it in the fund. Yep. So you'd have to imagine a large or some portion of the recent surge in Bitcoin is related to that. But it will be very interesting.
It also bodes well for the future, because it's just going to make the actual you as an individual acquiring some Bitcoin, it's going to make that process a lot easier. You don't have to start up your own wallet or anything. It's going to make it very accessible.
Yes.
Which you would imagine will lead to more people buying it just overall.
Yeah. I think you'd probably be fair to say that part of the stock market performance, which has been incredibly good over the last 20 years, is probably at least in part related to the fact that access to ETFs for stocks has become a lot easier, and that does add consistent buying from people who may not have participated before.